Hello, welcome to this What You're Currently Manifesting tarot reading. This is going to go over your current energy and what you're currently manifesting. I say currently because energy can change, but if you're manifesting something that you want to be manifesting, you're probably going to stay in that energy, but it can speed up, slow down, all that jazz. And if anyone's interested in getting a personal what you're manifesting reading with a little bit more personal info, less general, my Etsy will be linked in my YouTube bio because for some reason I can't find out how to link it in the description. But anyways, yeah, I also won't be doing a September reading because I didn't realize that September is in like 3 days. And I kind of dropped the ball on that one, but that's okay. We're gonna get into today's reading. Hi everyone. Today I'm recording this before I actually do the readings because every time I do the intro after doing the readings, my voice hurts and I sound so weak. So I wanted to sound a little bit more excited today about this reading. Yeah, this is what you're currently manifesting. We're gonna do an energy check at the beginning of each pile to see what energy you're in and how that's affecting what energy you're attracting, and then pull some tarot cards to get more info. And then I'm going to get a card from this big deck here. I don't know why it's in such a big box. It's the Pleasure Alchemy deck. Hope you can see that. But yeah, basically this deck is all about pleasure, as it says, and we're gonna get 1 or 2 cards to see kind of just towards the end for extra guidance on how you can make the most of your present and what your soul is kind of calling you to do for nourishment and such. So yeah, there's 3 groups to choose from. We have a Animal Crossing amiibo coin on each card that I will show you up close. So for pile 1, I'm using the Phantom Wise Tarot, and we have Deirdre, that's her name. So cute. I literally got all these amiibo cards, and some of them I still have these 3 on my island, but I ended up replacing a lot of the ones I bought anyways. So yeah, anyways, pile 2, we're using the, I think it's called Spheres of Heaven Tarot, and we have this little bear. Her name is Blue Bear. And then for pile 3, we're using the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot, and we have, she's so cute. I thought her name is Ruby, and I just thought that this was very fitting. Her aesthetic is very fitting for the Nightmare Before Christmas. So yeah, you can pause the video if you need to take some time to meditate and pick a pile, but yeah, we're gonna get started with pile 1. Hello, pile 1. If you chose Deirdre and the Phantom Wise Tarot, then welcome to your reading. So we're gonna get started with the energy check. You have card Lightworker number 23. The transmutation of shadow is needed when seeking the light that guides you. We have Consecrate Tools number 16. I will claim what is mine, what I see beyond the hidden. Gifted Spirit, by tongue my words spill with purpose. So that one's very poetic. And we have Jokes on You, which this card actually isn't a bad card. I know it can kind of seem, I was initially gonna use these cards as like the main pick a card, but I thought that not a lot of people would want to choose this pile based on what it says. It basically just talks about, because this deck has like different types of fairies from different types of mythologies throughout history, and this particular fairy is known for playing little pranks, hiding things. you know, maybe taking things and, you know, like if you misplace something, it's like a sign, you know, that these fairies are around. And it talks about decluttering for that reason. And I think that maybe a decluttering of your mind, and also maybe your physical space, but also just your mind, getting your ideas in order, is something that you've been focusing on lately. These cards kind of talk about very similar things. You're coming out of a shadow work phase, or you could be in it right now, and you're working on claiming what is yours. That's pretty much what this card talks about. And it's not so simple as just like, you know, claiming something, like commenting claim or some shit like that on like a video. That's just like what people do, and it's honestly a little bit just like compulsive, if I'm being honest, because yes, you like, you don't have to like comment anything to claim an energy. It's more about putting the efforts, and just by commenting claim, it's not going to really do anything unless you fully believe it will, and unless you change your thought patterns. And I think you're aware of that, and I think that right now you're getting in tune with your own energy and transmuting shadows, like this card is saying, because I was gonna say taking a leap of faith. I feel like I've just been saying that in general a lot lately, but yeah, right now it feels like you're in kind of a transition period of coming out of maybe a hermit mode, or like facing shadows, where there's something that you want that just needs a little bit more commitment and clarity, which is funny because I actually got a reading very similar to this today, and I was resonating with it a lot, and this card made me think about that. And it's basically telling the universe how serious you are about something. Whoa. By not just like teeter-tottering about the idea, or kind of having one foot in, one foot out, but really just giving it your all. Yeah, I was watching a video from Kino Tarot on her Patreon, and it was about, I literally had it and I just forgot it. Basically, oh yeah, I remembered. Going from like having an idea to, or like going from being curious about an idea to fully believing in it. And I just thought that was really, really good. And that's the energy that I'm also kind of getting from this. Yeah, fully committing your energy to believing in yourself, or believing in something, believing that something can work, and really telling the universe that you want it, because that's literally what this card talks about, is not having claimed ownership over something just yet, and kind of like, I'm gonna read it actually because I keep thinking about it. Yeah, it says pulling this card means you have not claimed ownership of the situation you're asking about. Perhaps you aren't sure how something will fit into your life, or if this is even something that is needed for you to move forward. Or perhaps you're assuming something is yours without having to declare or confirm your intentions. Making a conscious decision to commit to something completely changes its energy. If you remain on the fence about your situation, you send out the energy of doubt and possibly confusion, and will get more of that in return. Or you're leaving room for someone else to come in and take what is meant to be yours. By embracing what is before you, you are allowing an energetic pathway to establish its place in your life. Drawing this card suggests you will get nothing worthwhile out of your situation until you're willing to elevate its status to a permanent fixture. However, your situation will begin to work for you once those involved know that you are fully invested. So, yeah, literally that. So I'm gonna get into the tarot soon, because that's pretty much the general idea of what I'm getting, and I don't wanna teeter-totter for too long on what's going on here, because it's pretty self-explanatory. I think that you're getting decluttered. You may have had a lot of ideas, and I think that you're choosing to, there's one that really, like, even if you have a lot of ideas, or like you're thinking of different ways to approach something or put something into action, or even like look at your spiritual, like maybe there's even a spiritual practice that you want to start, but there's like different ways that you can see yourself doing it. I think that intuitively you feel that there's one, or maybe, yeah, there's one thing that really pulls you towards it more than the other options. And this card, when it talks about like decluttering, it talks about like, oh, if you want to clean your room, kind of get into the zone while you're doing it, and kind of go into like a meditative state, kind of like, you know, when you're cleaning and you kind of zone out and you kind of find clarity in those moments. And I just want to touch on this card real quick before getting into the tarot, because you could resonate with being a light worker. Maybe something that you're trying to do, maybe you're trying to somehow get into light working like as a career. Like there are plenty of ways to do that. Tarot is one of them, Reiki is one of them, yoga, there's so many there, but it doesn't just have, even like just, you know, being a therapist, like there's so many different ways that you could do that. And also, just something important for you to know is that you don't need to feel guilty about wanting things or becoming abundant or wanting abundance, because even if you can't see it, the entire universe, the entire world, but also the entire universe benefits from you chasing your dreams, and benefits from you, you know, as they say, you can't pour from an empty cup, but you being abundant energetically benefits other people, and could actually physically benefit other people, because you'll have more to help. And I just feel like if there's been people or situations in your life bringing you down, making you feel a lack of belief in yourself, I think that you're overcoming that. And it seems like you're manifesting just feeling lighter, and being in an energy, I'm thinking of like solar plexus energy. You're manifesting being in an energy of power, but not like not like evil power, not like the president or anything. You're not like corrupt power. I'm thinking of like solar plexus, like inner power, empowerment energy. You're manifesting being empowered. Maybe that's a better way to put it. But yeah, I want to get into the tarot. Oh my god. Why did I do it that way? Hold on. I don't know if that showed up on camera. It probably did, but what is pile 1 manifesting? Ooh, okay. We have the 3 of Pentacles. Ooh, okay. Lots of stuff coming out very fast. The Ace of Swords. So yeah, definitely this tells me that you are sticking to one idea. Like, you know what it is. And I think you're manifesting collaboration as well. You're manifesting people like being on your side and understand. You're manifesting, like, whether or not you have that right now, like a group of people, you're either manifesting collaboration with a group of people that you want to collaborate with, or you're manifesting like the right group into your life, the right group that will kind of understand you more and get your ideas. Okay, the 5 of Cups and the Tower. Okay, this is so interesting. Especially coming after the 5 of Cups. Let me make sure that looks good. Okay. I actually want to get a clarifier for these two cards combined, but specifically the Five of Cups, because I just thought about getting a clarifier after it came out. Temperance. Okay, yeah, that's good. I got another example from another reading that I watched recently. I believe it was from Charmed Intuition Tarot. I watch a lot of tarot, obviously, and I've been watching a lot lately, and maybe there's just a really big collective energy going on right now. But something that she had mentioned in one of her readings when the Tower came out was purposeful demolition of something. Like, it's because usually the Tower is about things coming. I mean, you can see this tower is getting struck by lightning. It's usually about something collapsing, falling. Oh, why can't I say it? I kept saying falling down. But this feels like something where it's on purpose, and so it feels empowering. It doesn't feel negative. The Five of Cups, that beeping outside always distracts me. Anyways, you're finding balance. This is making me think. I'm getting a few interpretations, so I'm trying to kind of hone in on one. I think it may be disappointing to have to let go of some old ideas, or I think it may be you may have a moment where you think you're going in the wrong direction, because again, this might be like a leap of faith for you. This is very interestingly relatable. So this is like, again, like a collective energy for a good amount of people right now. There's something, which that reminds me, because the Lightworker card came out, I think especially when there's something going on, we're all connected to collective energy, but there's obviously different, there's like kind of like how some people will resonate with this reading, some people will resonate with the second pile, the third pile. There's different energies going on for everyone, and there's like people going through the same thing at the same time in different groups, and this makes me think that this energy in particular is giving me like a lot of people would relate to this right now. And also that, thinking of the Lightworker card, there could be like a collective energy, sort of, it almost seems like collective shadow work that is happening, kind of to release old energies and cut out what doesn't need to be there anymore. It seems like there's kind of a shedding of skin, I guess, if you will, for a lot of people, specifically people that may resonate with the, I don't like to think of there being like a spiritual hierarchy. So when I say light worker, I just mean like I think everyone is a light worker in their own way. And so I just kind of, you get it. There's a collective energy. This feels like it's connected to raising the vibration of, or the frequency of the collective at the moment. And oh, voice crack. And I feel like that's something that you're going through right now. And I feel like there's a lot of people needing to be brave and choosing themselves. And I think that's what this is. I think sometimes when you choose yourself, there can be disappointment and grief in coming from other people, or coming from just, yeah, like old wounds where you feel like you're disappointing people or leaving people behind, or yeah, just feeling like you're disappointing someone or a group of people. But what's interesting is, you know, this card coming out first, I think that you are gonna be working with people who understand you and who get it. Because obviously the Three of Cups is more, because this is a Three of Pentacles, it's more work related. Three of Cups is more like friendships, but I see this being like a friendship as well. And just like, yeah, this feels very career related, to be honest. And I feel like you're just manifesting being in the right group, in the right field, something that feels right for you. And it's all coming from you following your intuition and following an idea. But it is going to maybe cause feelings of, am I going the right way? Am I doing the right thing? And these are just fears that are going to come up that need to be, because they need to be, like this light worker card is talking about, they need to be transmuted into light energy, because we can't just snap our fingers and get rid of our fears. They're going to come up. And I think that it's important that you see this reading and take with you that those feelings are not a sign that you're doing the wrong thing. It's quite the opposite. It's a sign that your fears, I feel like there was someone else that said this, like when your fears come up and doubt comes up, it means that you're on the right path, and that you're manifesting what you want to be manifesting, because any change that's happening is going to be a little bit scary or jarring for your body or your brain. For some reason, our brains don't like change very much. Even if on a soul level we crave change and we do want it, sometimes adapting can be hard. And so my voice keeps cracking. Let me drink some water real quick. Hold on. Anyways, yeah, change can be hard on the brain and the body, and fears are going to come up because naturally we all have fears or wounds that come from childhood or generational trauma. It's just passed down to us, like we all have it. And so when you're making changes and squashing generational trauma, and there's a lot of noise outside right now, but yeah, squashing generational trauma, which could be something as well that you're doing in listening to your ideas and choosing to go down this path. When you do those things, yeah, it's going to bring up tough feelings and make you feel confused and like you're going the wrong way. But with the Temperance card coming out, I see that this is literally, it may not be something that you physically see, because this kind of feels like what you're experiencing or what you might experience, and this being under it is like you can't see it, but it's there. And ultimately it's just you're healing. This is a part of healing, and this is a part of, yeah, what, oh, I don't know if you heard that. My throat is making noises. Anyways, there it goes again. But yeah, I think that you are, for a lot of this group, you are healing generational trauma. Dude, my voice keeps cracking. It's pissing me off. Anyways, God, you're healing generational trauma. That is something that you're manifesting. You're healing generational trauma through courageousness, through choosing abundance, through choosing you, through choosing to declutter your mind space and to get serious about the life that you know you can live, because it's possible for you. It's not just like some pipe dream. So yeah, I'm trying to keep my reading short and sweet. So I'm trying something new, which is to not talk as much, just for my own like sake, not for like, it just hurts my voice. And I feel like I did a TikTok reading yesterday, and I feel like honestly a lot of the messages can be, what is it, kind of condensed, but some readings have to be long. It just depends. And I also just, yeah, I just want to, the more I talk about it, the more I get interested and invested in your story, and I want to know more, and I can't help it. I just want to keep talking about it because I want to know, I want to get even more details. But yeah, ultimately that's what I see for you is crushing generational trauma. The feelings that are going to come up, you're going to handle like a boss. And yeah, I see you manifesting partnership that's going to bring you like partnerships with multiple people, or just like even like a really close friendship or a close companion, which is the same thing, that helps you in your work. And I feel like it's going to like help your your abundance is going to grow so much, like financial abundance. But even before that, like even before, like your abundance is going to keep growing. And I see that that is something that you're manifesting. Okay, I can't shuffle. Okay, perfect. It's been 20 minutes. See, I'm trying to do 20 minutes. 20 minutes is a good reading. 50 minutes is a lot, but I also love doing a 50-minute reading because I like doing both, but I'm trying something new. Anyways, we're gonna get 2 cards from the Pleasure Alchemy deck to see kind of what would just feel good for you right now, what would feel good for your soul, and ultimately doing what feels good is going to help you in manifesting because it'll keep you in that energy. So yeah. So we have the Guilt Smasher card. She makes no apologies, which I literally talked about smashing. I talked about smashing generational trauma, but that could be related to guilt because I think I talked about guilt as well. Okay, and we have Coterie, which I'm pretty sure this is also about finding the right people. So I'm gonna read them both. I'm gonna read that one first. Coterie. Coterie. Where is it? Yeah. It's a noun. A small group of people with shared interests, affections, or tastes. So yeah, period. That's the first card that came out. That's the message I was getting very strongly. You're manifesting a group of people that just get you, and you're just manifesting a lot at once. You're manifesting a group of people that get you. You're manifesting smashing guilt, crushing generational trauma. You're manifesting new starts and a new way of life and just new energy. And this is all coming from you doing healing. So it says, Alchemist, today calls for all your people. Gather your friends around you. Can they offer support and encouragement? Let your actions be informed by the wisdom and experience your Coterie, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, offers. Yes, there are some things that must be faced alone, yet this card comes to tell you that today, solitude is not the answer. Do not try to do it all yourself. Accept help, welcome loving support, and if your decisions must truly be solitary, allow yourself the relief of shared laughter and refreshment with your friends afterwards. Take a break and relax when the difficult work is done. May your people encourage and support you when the going gets tough. So we have Guilt Smasher. The Guilt Smasher gives you a softly curved, uncracked geode and a heavy hammer. She watches as you tap the rock, steadily increasing pressure until the geode cracks, revealing the cavern of crystals within. She asks you, has guilt kept pleasure trapped inside you? Is it time to let go of what holds you captive? Pleasure is not a reward you are given for certain behavior or for hardship endured. I was literally thinking before this reading about how, in just terms of my own manifestations, this is very relatable. But I was literally thinking, and I was doing a meditation about this, about opening up to life being easy for you. And obviously there are hardships, but like this is saying, you don't need to suffer in order to feel good. Like, we're kind of taught that as a society. just that, you know, it's not always a bad thing, because especially when you're a child, it encourages you, for example, to get a good grade, because then your parents will buy this thing for you or take you for ice cream or something. But as an adult, you can have that. You learn that you can have those things because we're conditioned to think that we have to do something we don't want to do, or go through something we don't want to go through, in order to have happiness, in order to just enjoy things. It's very interesting, and I can get into the psychology of all of that. But yeah, basically you're opening up to the idea that life can in fact be easy, and you can in fact get things handed to you. I know that sounds crazy. I know it's gonna sound cuckoo bananas to some, but it's true. And yes, you have to work hard, and yes, there's just like times where you have to put in work, but there is also a magic to the way the universe works that you have to trust. You can help the people that you want to help, and you can do good things. If you're in a place to manifest abundance, you can do that, and you can then help others. So it's just the way you look at it. Pleasure isn't, I already read that part. It isn't compensation you receive for being a good person. Pleasure is an innate capacity to find joy and fulfillment, and we are all born with this ability. Often society tells us that pleasure is extravagant or self-indulgent and must be deferred because there are more important and productive things to do first. The Guilt Smasher asks us to question this premise. What could be more important than finding joy in your life, than following your heart's desire? Let pleasure be the end in an end of itself. Make no apologies. Be aware of your inner critics and shush them gently. Let go of self-consciousness, justifications, and punishment/reward thinking around pleasure. There does not need to be any justification for you to seek and experience pleasure. Pleasure is yours and available to you no matter what. If you find yourself questioning your right to experience a certain pleasure, ask yourself why. So I'm gonna hold that up if anyone wants to read that. And I'll also hold the other one up. But yeah, I hope that you liked this reading. I think there's actually, hold on, ideas. Yeah, I didn't read this one, but yeah, I hope you liked this reading. I hoped that, that it was encouraging and all that jazz. Feel free to leave a like if you liked it. And I always say this, but comment any suggestions for what you'd like to see if you plan to stick around. And yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day. So bye. Hello, pile 2, if you chose the Spheres of Heaven Tarot and Blue Bear, then welcome to your reading. So we're gonna get right into the energy check. You have Sunset Dinner number 39. An invitation awaits you. Yell to the stars that you are ready to go. You have Ignite Your Fire and Garlic number 22. It is unwise to walk beyond the boundaries you have yet to expand on. Protection among all else. So first of all, this card talks about potential, like, I just want to say, if you have been feeling, I feel like there's lots of opportunities coming into your life, or you just got like a really big opportunity, or you're kind of in an energy where you're really going for something and you're really choosing yourself. And if this card talks about people who may not have the best intentions and protection, and I feel like if you've just been feeling like certain people are jealous or have kind of been giving you a weird vibe. I would say trust that. I'm gonna drink some water, hold on. Yeah, there could be people, just that was making me think of the throat chakra. There's people not telling you the truth. There's people being shady. So if you're feeling that, just trust that, and honestly just stay in your own lane. You are probably already doing that, and just do your own thing, because I see that you're in a pretty good energy. You're going for things. This card also talks about potentially like finding a new group, just being invited into a new era. Right now, I am getting a specific vibe of that this has to do with passion, life purpose, and potentially work, but I don't really like to say work or career because it feels boring to me. But that, like, this could be a work opportunity, career opportunity that I feel like you're just taking a chance on yourself. You're taking a chance on something, and it's really been working out for you, and you're manifesting more of that. And I think that you're just, I heard manifesting haters, but it's not that like you're manifesting that. It's just that your success is kind of manifesting, or I don't know if I want to say manifesting because it's that, but like, I guess there's, manifesting doesn't have to mean, like, it's just a word that means like being brought into reality pretty much. So it doesn't have to mean like you're causing this to happen. I think that you're taking a new direction in life. If you're watching this and you're not in this energy already and you're feeling hopeless or scared, or like, yeah, worried that you made the right decision or not, or kind of like if you're like waiting for something to see if it's going to work out and come to fruition, this is a really good sign that you are manifesting success and you're manifesting the right opportunities, the right connections. I see that you've been really good at networking lately, and yeah, I want to get into the tarot because that's pretty much it. But yeah, there is a sign, just some advice to protect your energy, because you may be even manifesting being in the spotlight more and more recognition. And this could just, even though I feel like there's like just two sides, this feels like two, like this is very like bright and happy, and this, the colors in this are a little bit more like, there's like a dark blue, there's like just this more kind of dull, and this also has very like bright energy. And I feel like there's kind of two sides to this, where you're very happy with where you're going and feeling very lucky, and like life is moving very fast, but also, yeah, maybe there's some people who feel like you're not hanging out with them as much anymore or leaving them behind. And so there's kind of just a lot to juggle right now. But yeah, I want to get more information on what you're currently manifesting, because that's coming out as your current energy. So yeah, you took a chance on something and it worked. So we have, I guess it doesn't matter, I'm not trying to take this reverse. Two of Cups, Six of Pentacles. Yeah, this could even be like, for some, I wasn't picking up on this like super strongly, but I did think about it. You could be manifesting or yeah, maybe that's not, maybe it's because it's not something that necessarily happened yet, but maybe you're manifesting a relationship or connections where, I'm getting a specific message where it's, whether or not it could be a romantic relationship, but it also could be friendships that are very giving and very like reciprocal, and it's kind of making you realize that maybe some people have been like, there's been some people that have been shady, and I don't think you're the type of person to be disloyal and let go of old friendships unless they're like not serving you. And I don't even think that these old friendships are that old. I just think that maybe you were hanging around people that for a while you actually knew they were kind of bringing you down. They might have been the type of people who, whenever you had these ideas, they weren't supportive of it. Like they would kind of say like, oh, like it'd be like hidden jealousy where it'd be like, oh, like, are you sure you want to do that? Like, that's going to be really hard. You know, something like that where it seems like they have your best interest at heart, but they're actually just trying to discourage you from going for something. And I feel like you've been taking steps. You were like, you know what, I'm going to do it anyways. And you found a lot of success in it, and that's just making it even worse for them. Not like worse, sorry. It's making them more jealous and more upset and more angry, and that's not your problem. And I feel like right now you're manifesting like friendships that are, there's like people that you're around that are just more giving and generous, and yeah, reciprocal is that energy I'm getting, and just nice. But there's a part of you that maybe feels bad and like you owe it to these other people, these old friends, or maybe it's just one person, or maybe it's not even it could be even a family member, but regardless, there's a part of you that feels like you owe it to them to like be nice still, and not that you have to be mean to them, but it just might be good to protect your energy. And oh, I have the King of Pentacles. Wow. Yeah, you could be lots of success I'm seeing. Very interesting. And we have Temperance, which this came out for the last group as well. We have the Moon on the bottom. Where should I put this? Hold on, I'll put it right there. Yeah. I think you've done a lot of work on yourself, and you're very balanced, and you seem like such a sweet, good person, because I think you're headed in a very good direction. And right now it almost feels like what you're manifesting, like, or what you were trying to manifest, you already kind of have, and you know that. And I think that this is kind of like choosing yourself in this situation and choosing to follow your dreams, and yeah, choosing your dreams despite what anyone was saying. It shows a lot of maturity, and I feel like you're very emotionally balanced, and you don't have any bad blood towards this old person. It could have even been a relationship, but I just feel like maybe they were kind of holding you back, holding you down. And it's funny, well, it's not funny, but I just feel like the energies are so different, and you have a lot of emotional maturity and happiness and love and care for this person, and you want to see them succeed. You're the type of person who, you're not trying to gloat or brag. You're like, oh my gosh, like, guys, like, look, I did it, you can do it too, kind of energy. And some people who just aren't ready to hear that, or just have their own inner wounds that they haven't really addressed yet, where they don't think that they could get where you are or get what they want, they might push back on that and think, well, okay, oh, you're just bragging, or just be jealous. And so I think that you have this energy of wanting to bring them along with you, and they're just kind of sour. But it seems like what you're manifesting like, I feel like what I'm here to tell you, I'm not here to tell you to completely, what's the word? I heard dislodge, but that's not, like, cut out this person from your life. I'm not telling you to completely cut them out, because I don't think that that's necessarily always the solution. And I don't think that's something that you'd want to do anyways, but I am getting, like, pick your battles. And because I'm getting that you're manifesting very positive relationships and very positive new beginnings and just people in your life. This is kind of similar to the last group, not exactly, but you know, they also had a message of, you know, finding their soul family, finding their group, finding their people that understood them. This almost feels like, honestly, if you took the last group and what they, like, the stage they were in now, this would be like their future. But I think that if anything, this is to serve as confirmation that what you've manifested, you shouldn't feel guilty for, and you haven't done anything wrong. Yeah, I keep hearing reciprocity is what you are manifesting. Like, you're manifesting just relationships and friendships and situations where you get in what you, or you get out what you put in. So this is in like every area of your life. So with career as well, I would argue most people, majority of the world is underpaid for what they do. I don't know how the economy works, so I don't even know how to fix that. But whatever. You're experiencing work where you're getting out what you put in. Like, you're putting in maybe even less work, or you're just doing something that you enjoy. So you feel passionate about it, like this fire, you feel good about it. And yeah, you're receiving abundance from it. And this is also making me think of reciprocity, because it's like there's two cups, they're both pouring an equal amount, and it's like it's connecting. They're literally both pouring an equal amount towards each other, and so they're filling each other's cup, and no one is left where it's like, oh, like they're pouring too much and they have nothing else to give because this person isn't giving anything. This is equal, this is balanced. Temperance is balanced. King of Pentacles is very much balanced in their bag and successful, financially balanced, financially secured, and even just stable. This is really awesome. You're manifesting a lot of stability, and yeah, I don't even think I'm gonna get one more card, because I don't even think there's much to say about this. You're manifesting stability. The only thing that I'm seeing that you're struggling with at the moment is, or that you might, even if it's not currently, you may end up struggling with having people who you wanted to support you, who just may not be there yet. And the thing is, maybe they'll get there, but I think that you just have to protect your own energy right now. You don't have to cut them off, but maybe don't put focus on them. Maybe, you know, kind of like I was saying with this, don't pour from your own cup if they're not pouring back. Like, maybe wait for them to reach out, sort of thing. If it's like, you know, and that can be very hard. Do what feels right, but I want to get one more card. Okay. Oh, we have the moon. It's funny because it was on the bottom of the deck, and I didn't look at the bottom of the deck for the last pile. and I shuffled it and it didn't come out first, but it ended up coming out anyways. So yeah, there's a lot of okay. Just making sure that's good. This is actually telling me there's even more happening for you. I don't know what you did, but it was good. You planted some good seeds. And I really do think it was just taking that leap of faith and trusting yourself, because you were faced with opposition and you did it anyways, and you're seeing the benefits, because this is also just telling me that there's more good to come that you don't see yet. And yeah, right now you're manifesting the whole 10 miles. Is that what it's 10 miles? I don't remember. The whole 8 yards. Is that what it, I don't fucking know. But you're manifesting in all areas of life. Again, reciprocal relationships, reciprocal career, reciprocal friendships, just you're in flow and you're manifesting more of that. And yeah, can I get a card, Spirit? I want to get advice, just one card for advice on what to do when it comes to potential, you know, people who won't understand. So yeah. Okay, we got 2 cards. So we have the 3 of Wands and the Page of Wands. Yeah. So again, there's not much that you can do. I think that you're focusing on your own energy. This is kind of making me think of, like, with the Page of Wands, it's not like a complete card, at least like to me it looks like it's still in the process. And also the Page just always makes me think of beginning stages. I think that people may come around, but I also think that, like, you're gonna get better at discerning what is worth your time, who is worth your time, and you're gonna get better at being able to move on with your life and not feel guilty for it. So yeah, we're gonna end with 2 cards from the Pleasure Alchemy deck. Pretty much, okay, awesome shuffle. These cards are there's so many of them that it's kind of hard to shuffle, and they're kind of thick. So anyways, we're gonna get 2 cards from this deck. I'm trying to make my readings, at least this one, for the sake of preserving my own voice, a little bit shorter, like 20 minutes, because I think that's perfect. And sometimes I'll end up making a video that's like 3 hours long almost, like each individual pile is like 50 minutes, and I'll edit it and that's all I'll be doing all day. And I'm like, man, I need more time to exist. It's fun, but anyways, we're gonna get 2 cards kind of asking, you know, the better you feel, the easier it is to continue down this path of good energy and manifestation. So what does your soul kind of need right now to nourish it? What is it calling for? What does your energy need? Okay, we have talismans, the 9th spark remedy. Okay, we got 2. We have hedge keeper. She sets and respects boundaries. And ease finder, she lets go of expectation. So I am gonna read them, starting with the 9th spark remedy. It says, alchemist, often finding pleasure isn't easy or simple. Do you need to carry a reminder to look for pleasure and enjoy it when it comes? A talisman is like having a friend or buddy dedicated to cheering you on and accompanying you on your journey. Any object can be made into a talisman if you treat it with respect, remember its value, and maintain what it stands for. Create a talisman that reaffirms the place that pleasure holds in your life. Dedicate some trinket or object to signify your pleasure journey and its importance. Cute. And then it has a little remedy as well. I'm just gonna hold that up. So this is sweet because I do think that it's good to, again, remind yourself. I'm getting, again, I kind of got this feeling for the last group, this feeling of guilt where, yeah, just it's good to have something that reminds you that it's okay to feel good and it's okay to be, you're not leaving anyone behind. It is someone's choice. If, like, people decide, they have a choice, you know, they decide if they want to see things negatively or not be supportive of you or be jealous. I mean, we can't help how we feel, but we can have self-awareness and then choose to do something about it. So sorry, it's kind of loud outside right now. But yeah, it could just be a cute thing to have a little thing to take with you. I don't know, there could be something for you specifically that you just feel drawn to, and so this is your sign to kind of indulge in that. So, you know, if there's a crystal you want or tarot deck you want, just something, then this is your sign to get it. So let's see, the hedge keeper. The hedge keeper pokes her head up over the lushly fragrant honeysuckle bush that guards her front walk. She tells you fences can make good neighbors because they show you where you end and others begin. They show you what pleasure is yours and what, see, hold on. The thing about an apartment, living in an apartment, it's everybody's world, and I guess anyone can honk anywhere. But I feel like so many people honk here. If you're in a neighborhood, there's people who at least respect the peace and the quiet. Sometimes, that doesn't happen when you live by a highway. But anyways, they show you what pleasure is yours and what pleasures might belong to someone else. Isn't it a relief when you know exactly where you stand with others and exactly where you can go when it's time to rest and be alone? Boundaries are not meant to lessen pleasure or enjoyment. Instead, their task is to keep you safe so you can feel comfortable within the borders you set in your life. What boundaries do you place around pleasure? Is it time to make firmer boundaries or relax the ones you have to allow something new in? Let your hedge be a tool for self-renewal and rest. Remember that behind its flowering edges, you are safe and whole. Venture forth with confidence. This one also talks about an object. It says put a sacred or meaningful object to mark the four corners of your apartment, house, or yard. So, and then it has some other suggestions as well. Establish safe parameters around your body and heart. So write out a script for talking about your boundaries with stressful people. Don't be guilted into offering more than you can pleasurably and joyfully give. That is a big one. I feel like that is a very big message for this group, because you're doing so well right now. Don't be guilted into just giving it to people that are being mean to you or just haven't been there for you. Obviously, it's like we don't want to be vengeful, but it's okay to have boundaries and not give your energy away to everybody. Yeah, be aware of the boundaries of others. Every person operates by their own personal rules. Every hedge and every life, around every life is unique. So one more. We have Ease Finder. You visit the Ease Finder on her day off. She is reading a book on her front porch with bare feet swinging lazily over the side of her wicker chair. She tells you, relax, alchemist, and let pleasure come in its own time. Be playful, go easy on your desires and passions. Don't take your pleasure or the pleasure of others too seriously. Pleasure is meant to be fun. Finding enjoyment in your life and feeling satisfaction is not a race nor a competition. Instead, let it be a slow savoring, uneasy enjoyment. Treat pleasure like an old friend who has come to relax and sit down beside you. Let go of your expectations and grand plans. Sometimes the deepest pleasure comes when nothing happens at all. So that's another thing. Especially since things are happening so fast, it's good to just, you might be like, this might be very exciting. I feel like you're good at staying present, so I feel like I don't even need to really say this, but there just might be like, it may be hard sometimes to enjoy the present and what you have right now, because it's like, okay, like when's the next thing and the next thing, and there's just this message to enjoy right now, because as quick as it's here, you may find that it's not that it's gone, not that it's like taken from you, but treasure. I feel like you're already doing this, honestly. I feel like that's what got you where you are. It's just talking about treasuring the present, so keep doing that. It says, relax, leave the grand plans for another day, play around with what you enjoy and what feels good. Pleasure is not about rules or regulations. Yeah, finding joy isn't like finding a job or taking a class. So yeah, this could also just be like, if you're really busy with all this fun new stuff, just know that taking a break, taking a little rest day, taking like a day to just chill, it's not going to, or even more than it, even like a week, it's not going to slow the momentum, and you're gonna be just fine. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this reading. It was very fun to read for this group, and yeah, leave a like if you do, please, and if you liked it, and please do comment any suggestions for what you'd like to see if you plan on sticking around. So yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye. Hello, group 3. If you chose the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot and Ruby, then welcome to your reading. So we're gonna get right into the energy check. You got Clear Quartz, number 5. The Embrace, sorry. Anyways, the embrace of the shadows is gently lifting. Light is needed now to nourish you. Summer Berries, number 34. Be wary of picking your harvest too early and risking losing the sweetness of it all. We got the Elements card. And Bathing Ritual, number 6. With you, water spirit, I wash away what no longer serves me and drink in spells that call for healing. So, the message that I'm getting with literally all of these cards is there's something that may be taking more time to come to fruition, and there's a reason for that, and that's because this card talks about there is things that still needs to be healed, and this card also talks about things being a little bit slow, but it does talk about how you're going to be successful. It's just yeah, be wary of picking your harvest too early. You wouldn't want to pick a harvest too early because I don't know much about plants and food and planting, but basically, obviously, if you pick it too early, it's not going to be sweet, it's going to be unripe, and yeah, there's going to be a moment where things are right and you're going to feel it, and I think that that things aren't exactly in flow right now, for it to happen like immediately. And that may be kind of frustrating to hear, but what I am hearing is that giving your soul nourishment right now is what it needs. This card talks about being in nature, and in a metaphorical sense, mastering the elements. Let me see, because it says something like, yeah, what around you can be considered air, fire, water, or earth, and how do these elements make you feel? So just kind of like, it's asking you to be in a more introspective, nourishing energy. The clear quartz card talks about healing, bringing more positivity into your life, because it's interesting, this card talks about washing away what no longer serves you, but this card talks about not getting so wrapped up in a wounded healer archetype. Obviously, it's good to acknowledge what needs to be healed and where you feel depleted, but you don't want to stay wallowing in an energy of complete depletion, because, you know, it's kind of like, yeah, you don't want to wallow in that energy. You want to realize, okay, this is how I feel, and how can I nourish myself? It's not necessarily how do I push this feeling back and feel happy. It's how do I give myself what I need in order to feel happy. So that's kind of the difference between, you know, toxic positivity and just like regular positivity, taking the time to actually nourish yourself and heal, rather than, you know, you don't have to just snap out of it. You don't want to push your feelings down. And I think maybe you haven't had a lot of time. Maybe you've been overworked. But I think that the more that you're able to nourish yourself whenever you can, spend more time in nature whenever you can, you will manifest out of the situation that you're currently in. If you want to change jobs or leave a job or start something or just live a life that feels more aligned with you, maybe you feel more aligned in nature, and something like nature blogging, travel vlogging, just something like along those lines. Or even I've seen people who travel and do kind of odd jobs around the country. You know, there is a life that is more aligned with you, and you might be feeling burnt out right now, but I think that, you know, even though we can't always get everything that we want overnight, I feel like you are planting seeds, and I feel like ultimately what just needs to happen is not beating yourself up for not being able to immediately change your situation. And yeah, focus more on nourishing your soul in every way that you can. And even if it's something small, like obviously if you can't travel the world immediately, you can go to the park on the weekend and sit and read, and just anything that feels nourishing in the moment, that's gonna help you, you know. Getting off of social media, I know that everyone always says that, or at least I always say that, but it's very good for you. It's very good. It is. You know, it's easier to find clarity. I think something that you're manifesting is clarity as well, especially with this clear quartz card. Things are going to become more clear. Usually when we're not seeing clearly, and we're not getting clarity, or we feel disconnected from our inner soul and intuition, it's usually because we're not having enough time to nourish ourselves, nourish our body and our energy just in general. And you know, if you are being overworked right now, during those moments of silence, even if like you have to be at work, you can kind of shift your energy and kind of be like, okay, what would feel nourishing right now? And then it'll naturally draw you to go do that after work. And it could be something super simple. And ultimately, it's going to lead you to more clarity, and you're gonna have like an aha moment, an idea, or things are just gonna start flowing. I think that you are manifesting more flow and clarity. And yeah, there's something that's, again, like, things may not be progressing as quickly as you'd like, but I am getting that especially with this card, it literally says like things can't progress until, like, spirit wouldn't want to give you something that you can't receive because you're not feeling like nourished enough. I keep saying that word, so I'm sorry, but like energetic enough, or not energetic enough, but you can't really manifest something still believing old beliefs and being in old habits. So I think there is a change to what you're believing, but also it's not your fault. It's like there's also divine timing coming into play here. And I think that the universe just wants to show you, like, the universe wants to show you that you can be nourished in the here and now. And the more that you nourish yourself in the here and now, the easier it'll be to be nourished in the future and to call in what you want to call in. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get more info on what pile 3 currently manifesting. Oh, I forgot these are in Roman numerals. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of Pentacles. Cool. Or it's the 8 of Presents, but you know. The Queen of Cups, Queen of Potions. The 2 of Swords. Whoa, and Temperance. That's crazy. Every pile has gotten Temperance, so this is really fun. And they've gotten it as their last card. Or like pile 1, I pulled a clarifier for the last cards, got Temperance. Temperance came out as the last card for the last group, and you also got it. So that's really cool. There is a general message today of balance. So I think everyone who clicked on this reading, what they have in common is you're coming into balance. Yeah, I feel like with this, she looks tired, she looks overworked, and just like stuck between two worlds, stuck between making a leap, and so maybe that's what it is. Maybe you haven't made the leap yet because again, there's fears holding you back, and I feel like getting in touch with your intuition, because I feel like a lot of answers are actually right in front of you, and I feel like you're manifesting literally that. Like you're manifesting answers, you're manifesting clarity, and yeah, and you're manifesting answers to your problem, because I feel like right now, especially, you might have come here out of desperation or in an energy of desperation and feeling like, okay, like what am I manifesting? Because I can relate to this energy a lot actually, where it's this feeling of kind of honestly like forgetting that you have the power and forgetting that your mindset ultimately is what manifests. And so asking the universe, what is meant for me, or like what are you bringing to me, without kind of looking within, because it can get kind of like, I was thinking about this the other day actually. I was thinking about how it's similar. Tarot sometimes, for me, sometimes I have to take a break from watching tarot or doing tarot for myself, because it can be similar to when you tell someone you're gonna do something and you get the dopamine hit of having done that thing and then you don't end up doing it. And I've been thinking about this lately because it can be the same in tarot. Sometimes I know I can relate to this. I will watch something and it can be a really good positive reading, but I'll feel as if that thing has already happened. And so it'll almost keep me stuck in the loop of obsessively watching tarot readings to get that sort of dopamine hit of like good things are coming. But I feel like for all actually, this happens to everyone probably, but I know, I'm aware that it's happened to me, where I'll just kind of get in this paralysis mode of not really doing anything or making, and you don't really have to be making moves like right away, but not even like truly reflecting on my own thought patterns and habits and how they are affecting what I want to manifest, and not doing the inner work. I'll just be, consuming from the outside, because even though tarot can be very helpful and communicating with your guides can be very helpful, it's always good to get advice. Just like anything, we can become reliant on looking outside of ourselves for guidance when we need to look within, and you have all the answers within. Sometimes that is one of the lessons we learn, is having to look within for the answers that we're looking for. And sometimes it may take a little like a few days to like reset when we're so used to looking outside of ourselves. And this isn't to say that you shouldn't watch tarot readings or do your own readings on yourself or ask for guidance. That's not really the case. It's mostly just to be aware, because I'll still watch readings, but just be aware that you can get positive messages, but you still have to stay present and don't get so locked into social media posts and distractions that you forget where your own head is at. Because it can be easy to do that. It can be easy to forget where your own head is at, where your own mind is at, when we're constantly, and I feel like a lot of us fall into this, we're constantly distracting ourselves and consuming shit that we aren't actually aware of what's going on in our subconscious. And there's a lot there for you. And so I do think taking more time in nature, taking more time reading, journaling, obviously not overthinking, but I think that it'll kind of, this confusion will lessen, this feeling of being overburdened will lessen. And I feel like you have been working a lot again with the Eight of Pentacles. I mean, the Eight of Pentacles does talk about putting work into a craft that usually you enjoy. But I do also just feel like there's a lot of distracted energy, a lot of energy of maybe depletion, where you haven't been being able to fill your own cup because you've been working so much. And again, that's not your fault. But it's kind of been where it's hard to connect to your intuition, obviously from a place of being burnt out from work, and it can be even harder. Sorry for the beeping outside, by the way, but it can be even harder when you're numbing the pain with distractions, and just hoping that things will kind of just flip and just be different. Sorry, that beeping is distracted. That beeping, not just, yes, it represents being distracted in the readings case, but that has actually been distracting me all day. So, anyways. But with this Queen of Cups, I really do think that you are being called to connect more with your intuition and with your emotions. And it can be something as simple as putting your hand on your heart, taking a breath, asking yourself how you feel, and just say I invite my emotions to come forward, and just see what happens, and just feel. You're not being called to think, you're being called to feel. Because it can be kind of frustrating to hear you need to get in touch with your intuition and this and that, and it can make you think okay, I have to do more thinking, more analyzing. But just feel and trust that and follow it. And I think you're headed in the right direction. Well, I know you're headed in the right direction, especially because we have the Temperance card. I want to see what was on the back of the deck. Four of Wands, which is good. It's about celebration. And I think that what you're manifesting is clarity. You're manifesting emotions coming forward, clarity, nourishment, and that is going to lead you to abundance. That's going to lead you to manifesting abundance. And it's going to lead you to trust the universe even more. And trust yourself as well. And have more energy to put work into things that you enjoy. And I don't like saying the word work. Just, I guess, put energy towards it. Yeah. Yeah, you're manifesting. Yeah, that's what you're manifesting. You're manifesting clarity. I don't like when the messages come through kind of harsh, because I want to be sweet, and sometimes I feel like they come through a little bit harsh, and I want you to know that what you are currently manifesting is a way out of your situation. And I also just want you to know, again, it's not your fault. It's never really because again, why would you nobody purposefully puts themselves in a bad situation or a negative situation. It's just sometimes I really do think you just have strong spirit guides coming in to guide you in the right direction. So it's we can get guidance. There just needs to be an awareness of where your own head is at, because when you're aware of your subconscious a little more, things will start coming to light. Shadow wounds will start coming to light, and also just positive things, what you want will become more and more clear. Where you're headed will become clear. What action to take will become more clear. And that's really beautiful, especially ending on Temperance. You're manifesting balance and more ease. because again, like you're not at fault for your situation, for feeling burnt out and depleted. And you're manifesting a way out of that. And your guides are also very much, this card is making me think your guides are very much on your side. So, and they're like, I feel like you have a lot of protection at the moment. So, I want to get some cards from the Pleasure Alchemy deck. I'm going to get 2 cards to kind of represent, because, you know, whenever we're doing anything, I mean, we're always manifesting, but in order to kind of be in the best energy and to actually feel good, you know, you gotta feel pleasure, like this is talking about. So I'm just gonna ask kind of what, because I talked a bunch about nourishment, what is something that would nourish your soul and you and your body and your emotions? What is something that Spirit wants you to focus on right now in order to help you manifest more clarity and nourishment? Okay, we have secret corners. I think we got 2. No, it's 1. We got affirmation. Nice. So I think this just speaks to being aware of where your head is at, because I kind of think, again, obviously you don't just want to push down your feelings with affirmations, but affirmations can be very, very, very helpful. You know, as long as you address the feelings and then affirm to yourself and believe in yourself. So where did I put, here it is. I'm gonna read from the book. Okay, so the 4th Spark Remedy, Secret Corners. There is something so utterly delicious about having a secret corner for yourself, a place that is yours alone, arranged and created exactly how you'd like. Having some space that belongs only to you can bring deep pleasure and enjoyment. Many of us spend a certain amount of time and energy sharing and interacting with others. Humans are communal creatures after all. Nevertheless, this remedy reminds you that having some secret, special, lovely space that is yours alone is important. What peaceful pleasure can your secret space bring you? Look around your home. What little corner looks dim and dusty and in need of a little dazzle? Let your secret corner bring a new pleasure to your heart. So I'm gonna hold that up so you can take a screenshot if you like. But yeah, I also feel like this is just talking about, it just made me think, because I was kind of getting this like imagery in my head earlier of someone kind of, you know, in a little nook sort of reading, sort of getting that peace. And I feel like that's just something that you crave. Maybe you're just either more introverted or you haven't been like getting, I feel like we can have like introverted and extroverted phases of our lives, like depending on your level of energy. And I feel like right now being alone is something that you need. Obviously, don't isolate yourself completely unless you need that. I don't know. But you know, use discernment, and it could even be in a public place, like I was saying, like a park, or like by a stream, if that's something that's available to you. But yeah, I feel like I don't even need to say it, because I feel like you already kind of know. Like, this is one of those things that it'll spark intuition in you. And that's where tarot can be good. If it sparks intuition in you and you're like, oh, I know exactly what she's talking about. I know where I want my secret corner to be. So tarot can be good. You know, if it gives you more insight into where your head is at and where your intuition is trying to lead you, follow that. And like, yeah, just with guidance, if you do your own readings as well, remember just to, yeah, take it as guidance for where you're going, and rather than just confirmation, kind of see how it makes you feel and see what part of you it's speaking to. But oh yeah, there's also a remedy. It says curate a corner of your house with precious things, create a secret altar inside a drawer, hide a treasure inside a book, arrange stones and other precious items around the roots of a tree. Remember when you made fairy homes in the grass as a child? Oh, I never did that, but that sounds fun. Recapture the delight. So I'm gonna hold that up this side, and okay, and I'm gonna read the other one. With gentle, curious attention, turn your mind to the encouragement and support you receive or seek in your life. Have you felt self-doubt recently or struggled to find someone to affirm and celebrate you in your life? This card is a little talisman, a reminder from me to you. You are doing everything you are supposed to be doing. True. You are doing everything in the right way for you. There is nothing wrong with you or how you have shaped your life. If you feel isolated or unsure, know that there are many people in the world who, if they knew you, would understand your dilemmas, your fears, your pleasures, and your decisions. Lastly, and with love, allow yourself a moment of honesty. Although affirmation from others is important, remember that you are the first level of affirmation in your own life. You know what feels good, what brings pleasure, what fulfills and satisfies. Recognize this with joy. Yeah. So, yeah. Like, you know, and you're manifesting so much clarity, and once this comes to you, it could already be coming to you. I feel like things are gonna like speed up, and again with like that divine timing, we kind of work in conjunction with divine timing. Nothing is withheld from you by the universe. It's just the universe knows when you're ready. It works with your energy because you are part of it. You are the universe. You have that energy. You are not separate. You are one with the creator. I know not everyone believes that, so take that only if it resonates, but yeah. And then yeah, it says you are meant to be here. You are seeking pleasure in valuable and meaningful ways. Spend some time either with yourself or a trusted other, validating and affirming your needs and desires. Talk through your doubts and fears. Practice self-talk that affirms and supports you in your decisions. Find an author, artist, or musician who articulates what is important to you, and light a candle for yourself. Get out your fancy glassware and make a toast to yourself. So there's that. And there is that. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading, that it helped in bringing you some clarity or sparked a feeling within. But yeah, if you liked this, please do consider leaving a like and maybe a comment about anything or what you're going through or what you'd like to see in the future if you do decide to stick around. But yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and bye.